Good afternoon, everybody. This is Mayor Pro Tem Britt Moore calling to order the Thursday, December 11th, 2025 meeting of our Finance Committee. All members are present here with us today. I have several items on the agenda, and we'll begin with item 2025-477, where we'll hear from our Fleet Manager, Kevin Rogers.
Good afternoon. The City of High Point Purchasing Policies and Procedures Manual requires that fleet vehicles and other equipment sold via an online auction be reported to City Council on an annual basis. A listing of all items sold with descriptions and sale amounts are included with this item. The sale of the equipment generated $1,004,124.78 in fiscal year 24-25 in proceeds for the City of High Point. And we also had the previous sale amount years listed too. So,
Mr. Andrew, do you have any comments or questions?
No comments, thank you.
Okay. All right. We appreciate the work that you guys do in bringing that information to us. Looks like we moved quite a few items this year.
thank you.
Appreciate it, Kevin. I'll make a motion to approve item 2025-477.
So,
There's a motion and a second. All in favor?
aye.
Any opposed? That motion passes. Next item, we're going to hear from Assistant Public Service Director Melinda King. It's item 2025-501.
Good afternoon.
Hello.
As you all may remember, we did this about 2 years ago. So this is another request for funds for a sole source provider, Pavement Technology, Inc. They provide a product called Reclamite that basically is a sprayed down solution on top of newer asphalt, usually within the first 1 or 2 years from when it was recently paved. It helps seal the asphalt to extend the life of the asphalt itself. So we are asking for $494,376.05 for this project, and it will cover about 389,656 square yards, which results in about 55.4 lane miles of Reclamite within the city streets.
Just a couple of questions of interest, Ms. King.
Sure.
55.4, do you know how many miles we have within our city limits of paved road?
About 450.
450.
good
And
round
this
numbers.
product, we've been using how long? Do you remember?
So we did our first application about 2 years ago, and we had really good, it was pretty seamless. Residents there was not a lot of issues with that. We were concerned, that how it might look with streets that we just paved last year or the year before. But this is a different product, and it's to help extend the life of that street so that we can hopefully not have to be back there as often. So we know that that might create some things, so we'll have to create some education out there for the public to realize that we're not focused on one area. It's to extend the life of that asphalt.
And one follow-up, since this is fairly new in our rotation, what is our strategic plan on going back and checking the mileage we've already done? Or is the philosophy or the manufacturer recommending that we look back in 5 years to see how we're doing on where we started? Or because this is obviously the beginning of a hopeful process.
Correct. So we actually just recently have gone through a process with the company that does our PCI index every 3 years, and we're creating a system to basically be looking at these streets 10 years out or so with the funds that we have available, and so that we're making sure that we're hitting the streets at the time based off their index, but then once they're resurfaced, what do we need to go out there and do to extend the life of it, and then when that time period's up, what's the next product we need to use to hopefully get it further and further along to keep our PCI index up. Pavement condition, by the way, sorry.
Just one minor spelling error on the appendix, page 7. There's an extra E in usage, but other than that, I have no other questions.
Duly noted. I'll make a motion to approve item 2025-501.
I'll second.
There's a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion passes. Next item is 2025-502.
So yes, so this is for a proposal with our engineer that we use out at the landfill, Smith Gardner. They have basically done our services out there as far as expansion, yearly permits, things of that nature. And so since we have completed the Kersey Valley relocation roadway and we are officially moving forward with the closure of that previous roadway that was open that divided the landfill, we can move forward with final design and bidding of Phase 7 for the expansion of the landfill. We just completed Phase 6 about a year ago, and so we want to move forward with the next expansion. And so this is for $310,200, which will include final design, bidding, and construction and inspection services by the engineer.
And when do we anticipate we're at Phase 6?
So we're in Phase 6 right now. This will be Phase 7, which will, and then we have an additional phase after that. And once Phase 8 is complete, then that's as far as expansion we can go, but we can go higher in the air. We just don't have any more width at that point.
And when do we expect the fulfillment or completion of Zone 6?
Well, so at this point, so we have some other areas that are not capped off, so we have a much larger area than where we're currently working right now. So the entirety of the landfill, we're looking to have about 15 to 16 years remaining life yet. So with about 150,000 tons a year is what we're currently seeing. That's going to give us till about 2040, 2041.
That was my question, 2040.
Yes.
Thank you.
No further questions. I'll make a motion to approve item 2025-502.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion passes. Thank you, Ms. King. Next item is Public Service Director Robbie Stone's going to present item 2025-503.
Thank you. So this is to approve a reimbursement agreement with Ennis Flint, Inc. for sanitary sewer improvements. Ennis Flint, formerly, I guess maybe formerly known as PPG, they're located at 201 Old Thomasville Road. They approached us wanting to put a spur line off of the railroad to their facility, and by doing this, it would cross our city sanitary sewer line. So when we started talking to them in more detail about this and did some more investigation out there, the sewer line downstream and underneath the crossing the railroad track there was actually a smaller size, and it was in very poor condition. So we went back to them and asked would they be willing to work with us on upgrading that line through a developer reimbursement agreement. So they've been gracious to work with us back and forth, going through the design process. Our legal group has been very gracious in working with their legal group and going back and forth and getting the legal agreement worked out. So they have come back. We have the final agreement here. The estimated cost is just over $1.5 million for the entire project. The city shared cost is $1,152,880. We do have funds in our developer reimbursement agreement for this in this current budget year. And we are recommending to approve this developer reimbursement agreement with Ennis Flint in the amount of $1,152,880.
Question? Robbie, you said estimated cost. What's in the agreement if there's an overage?
So right now, the way it's set, the way it's worded is there's no discussion for overage. Megan, I may need to ask you for more details that you understand if there's room for any negotiation, because the way I read it, there's not any room for negotiation if there's an overage within that agreement
I think we'd have to deal with it at that time.
at that time. Okay.
Because it's a limit amount,
Right.
right? Mhm.
Any other comments or questions? I'll make a motion to approve item 2025-503.
I'll second.
Motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion passes. Next item from Robbie's 2025-504.
This is to approve a task order with Black & Veatch for professional engineering services to perform evaluation on our green leaf filters, super pulsator, jar testing for PFAS and removal and site planning at our Ward water treatment plant. We do have a master agreement for professional engineering services with Black & Veatch. We discovered a while back that one of our filters, our Greenleaf filters, had some severe corrosion and impacts, causing some issues with that system. So as we've made some repairs to that, but we know that those repairs are just temporary. So we've reached out to Black & Veatch to basically do an analysis and a root cause analysis, trying to figure out exactly what's going on with those filters. What steps do we need to do to improve those, or do we need to fully replace those with a different type of filter going forward? During this process, we also want to take an in-depth look at our super pulsator. That is one of the main treatment portions of our water treatment plant, and I don't have any recent records of that being inspected, so we want to make sure that we're doing our due diligence and making sure that we inspect that, so if there are any needed repairs that should be done at this time. Also, in part of this, we're looking at some jar testing for PFAS, but to use a powder-activated carbon. This will be a kind of the initial step of what some folks are able to use for PFAS because of our lower levels. So we want to look at that and see if we are able to fully utilize that. And then with some site planning, if we do have to do some more construction for some of these other facilities as well on the site there. We do have funds in our current budget for this, and we're recommending to award this task order for professional engineering services to Black & Veatch in the amount of $660,000.
Question, the jar testing for the PFAS removal, this is just testing a method to remove it and see if we can implement it moving forward?
That's correct.
Okay.
That's correct. Just a bench test to see before we went into a full-scale project.
Excellent, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Anything else? Hearing none, I'll make a motion to approve item 2025-504. There's a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion passes. Next item is 2025-505.
So this is a request to purchase 10 Chemoneer gearboxes for our Eastside Wastewater Treatment Plant as a sole source request from National Oil Well Varco. At our Eastside Wastewater Treatment Plant, we do have a AAA tank. So basically these tanks is where all the mixing occurs for part of the treatment process. There's 53 gearboxes and mixers associated throughout this tank, and we've had several that have failed. We're requesting to purchase 10 of these gearboxes to replace those that are failed, but this also will give us a few extra that we can have on the shelf for preparing for future failures. We do have funds in the current budget for this, and we're asking for the council to approve this sole source request to National Oil Well Varco in the amount of $240,358.
Any comments on that? Go ahead, please.
Robbie, these units have an expected life on them? I know you're saying we have 53, 10 of them failed. Is it just that they hit their OEM limit, or?
It seems that these have a life of about 5 to 7 years,
Yeah.
is kind of what we're seeing.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Chemoneer is the only vendor that we have on them that we can
They're
find?
not the only, but these are, this gearbox matches up
Oh, right,
and bolts up with all of our other
Right.
equipment that's in
Got it.
place.
Got it. Okay. All right, thank you.
If there are no other questions, I'll make a motion to approve item 2025-505.
I'll second.
There's a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Robbie. Next item is 2025-506, and we're going to hear from Transportation Director Greg Venable.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee. This is to approve a contract with Kone Incorporated to modernize the elevator at our Main Street parking deck. It's located at 115 South Main Street. The contract is under the Omnia Partners contract number EV 2516. That's for elevator, escalator, and walkway maintenance and modernization services and related solutions. The contract amount is $371,307. The parking deck was built in 1983, and this is original to that parking deck, so it is in need of a modernization and upgrade. It was determined there's been some recent maintenance issues associated with that elevator. Funds are available in the FY 25-26 budget, and I'll be glad to answer any questions.
Good afternoon. The proposal said there's a 7-week lead time forgive my ignorance, is there another elevator for people to use while this one's down?
So we'll have to, there is not, there's only one elevator in that garage, so we'll have to work out the schedule. We also have to consider furniture market, so we'll have to kind of coordinate that as we move through the next year to have that elevator available for furniture market.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
Anything else? I'll make a motion to approve item 2025-506.
I'll second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion passes.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Greg. Next on the agenda is item 2025-507, and we're going to hear from Information Technology Director Adam Ward.
Good afternoon, council members.
Vote.
The item before us is the consideration of a contract with Vertisoft for the renewal of the city's Zendesk subscription. The city utilizes Zendesk, a cloud-based ticketing platform, to manage resident, vendor, and staff service requests across departments, improving response time, tracking, and coordination. The proposal is a 2-year renewal of the city's subscription through Vertisoft at an annual cost of $104,357.50 for a total of $208,715. This purchase will occur under the Omnia Partners contract. Funding is available in the fiscal year 25-26 budget. IT Services recommends the approval of the contract and the authorization of the appropriate official to execute all necessary documents. Happy to answer any questions.
Okay. Seems to be no questions, so I'll make a motion to approve item 2025-507. There's a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? That motion passes.
Thank you.
Next item is 2025-508, and we'll hear from the mayor's favorite department, Parks and Recreation, Mr. Lee Tillery.
Good afternoon. Before you is a proposed 5-year service contract with Amelia Technologies USA, or as we call it, Division SmartRec, for the e-commerce platform for our department for reservations, registrations, and point-of-sale transactions. Excuse me, we've been utilizing SmartRec for the last 6 years in a variety of forms. We've never had a 5-year contract, so we're bringing that to you guys today for consideration. This obviously handles our reservations, our registrations, anything online, point-of-sale transactions for use and accessibility by the public. It does have some internal benefits as well for us as it reports to reports, ledger code reports, and program rosters. This would be in use for our entire department aside from the golf course and the grill rooms at each location there and the campground. We have different systems that work there, but this would take care of our e-commerce platform for the rest of the department. So we've been very happy with this system, and we're recommending approval. From a budget standpoint, it's broken down into three areas. One is our access fees, which is a defined fee, is $799 a month. The other two are estimated fees based on service and revenues generated. Service fees is 1%. And then the others is an estimate on credit card processing fees for a total of $367,632, and we are recommending approval. Happy to answer any questions y'all may have.
So you mentioned the 5-year contract. Is the intent to sort of hold our costs down and sort of lock in for the 5 years?
Yes, sir.
And,
I have a quick question, and it may not really apply here, but I know we've talked a lot about some of our merchandise, so City of High Point merchandise. Could that be added into this e-commerce stuff? I mean, and where are we with that? Does anybody? Sorry, I am, is it kind of on subject? No, I'm sorry.
It's the other side of the railroad.
Well, it's all kind of in,
no, good point.
sorry.
Jerron Hollis, Managing Director. The store will at first have a focus of items for the public that are city branded. It's going to be a pilot, so we'll see over the first year how that goes, and that'll give us a better idea for flexibility, but wouldn't want to commit just yet to some of the products in the process until we kind of see how it works through and how it goes. Does that answer your question?
Well, and could some of those things be sold at some of our parks and recs area? Because I knew last year I wanted to buy some stuff for Christmas presents, and I wasn't able, and I would just think that, I mean, I'm dying.
2025-505.
I'll second.
There's a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lee. I see a couple faces that I don't normally see here. We're glad you came and joined us today. Did you have anything you wanted to share with the committee or thoughts? Well, we appreciate you being here. We don't often get that kind of pleasure. Announcements, comments, going forward? Lee, this is, we'll gather on Monday,
I've
and,
got an announcement.
Yeah.
So the Christmas Carol is at the High Point Theater this weekend. And if you've never been, it's amazing. It's an amazing production. The acting is great. The backdrops are great. So please buy your tickets and go see A Christmas Carol this weekend.
let's see. Based on our calendar, Ms. Carter, will we meet again for finance before the end of the year? Okay, so this is our last gathering. So Merry Christmas to everyone. And hope everybody has a safe and happy holiday. And we will adjourn the meeting.
I think when I see e-commerce, I think about buying stuff on it.
No, you're right. I think eventually,
Courts let